What's up, Dialed fam? Coach Derek here, and I'm gonna give you my top 5 favorite bodyweight exercises for cyclists. We're gonna start with a tutorial for each movement, but make sure you stick around to the end because I'm gonna lay them out step by step with the reps included so you can have a complete workout. The first and pretty much only thing you need to do for a bodyweight workout is just to find some open, flat space for you to work on. Ideally, you can get on your knees and elbows without it being too hard or too uncomfortable, but you don't need that much space. When someone tells me they need more than a hallway, they're just lying. They're looking for an excuse. So find yourself a small place to plant your feet and we can get started with the first movement. Movement number 1 is the opposite toe touch. I'm telling you, this is deceivingly hard. So when you first look at it, don't tell me it's easy until you try it. You're gonna stand on one foot. I'm gonna be planted on my left side. Now, my right leg is up, but notice my foot's just hovering. My ankles are really close to each other, but there's no contact. Now my opposite arm is gonna come up. So my right hand is gonna go down and touch my left toe without falling over. I'm gonna reach down. I'm allowing for a soft knee. I can bend as I go down, tap my toe, and then I bring it back up overhead. So right away, you're gonna feel some heat in your hamstring, which is ideal because we want to get your posterior chain activated. But what this movement is doing, especially at the start of a workout, is getting your neural adaptations firing. It's your mind-muscle connection. Your body is getting stabilized, it's getting centered, and it's a great way to warm up for more strength-focused movements. So once you start the motion, make sure you keep track of this foot and that it doesn't start veering out. If you start falling over or getting off balance, you might notice some of these. That's okay. Just correct yourself and get back on track, making sure every rep is quality before you switch to the opposite side. So now I'm planted on my right foot, left foot's hovering, left arm's in the air, I get full extension, and I reach down. I'll tell you right now, this is my bad side. You're probably gonna find out yours as soon as you try it. Movement number 2 is a prison hinge squat. Great exercise for your lower body, but we're also gonna work up into your back, and it's an awesome way to work your posterior chain without any weight. Now we're combining a hip hinge with a squat in a prisoner squat stance. So your hands are behind your head, fingers are interlaced just like that, like you're just getting arrested. I don't know what you did. I don't wanna know what you did, okay? But I just want you to work out. So from here, we get a soft bend in the knees. And notice my feet right now are in a squat stance. So I'm about shoulder width. I have a slight toe out. It's okay, 10, 20, 30 degrees. All right, just do what's ever most comfortable for your knees and hips. Now, hands interlaced. I'm in my squat stance. I'm going to hinge my butt back, allowing my eyes to go toward the ground. And as soon as I feel that tension in my hamstrings, I'm gonna drop my butt into a squat and then stand it on up. Now I hinge back, tension, squat, back up. So what's cool is that you go from tension in your legs, in the back of your legs, to feeling your quads and then your actual back, because when you're in this position, this low squat with your hands behind your head, your upper and mid back is working to keep your shoulder blades and your elbows back. If you were here, you could be more upright and it'd be more focused on your lower body, but this gets your whole body working, which is why it's such a valuable movement when you don't have access to weight. Now, if you're struggling with this movement, it could be because of your ankle mobility. And you'll know because when you get to the bottom of a squat, your heels are gonna wanna raise off the ground. You're gonna almost feel like you're falling forward. And we don't want any of that to happen, obviously. And heels should stay in contact on the ground because that's gonna help with our glute and hamstring engagement, which is incredibly important for cyclists. So if that's you, grab something to put under your heels. You can use something like a couple weights on the ground, but again, this is a bodyweight workout, so if you have a rolled up towel, if you have anything that's like 1/2 inch to 1 inch high, that's gonna be perfect because slotting it under your heels still allows you to put even weight distribution in your foot, and it means you're gonna have less range of motion through your ankle, which is probably what's limiting you from being comfortable at the bottom of the squat. So from this position, I can still reach my butt back. I can drop it nice and low. I'm way more upright. I drive through my feet evenly, get good heel contact, and the movement's gonna feel a whole lot better. Don't feel like you're cheating, but maybe see it as a sign to work on your ankle mobility a little bit more separately. Movement number 3, the push-up shoulder tap. This is an incredible core and upper body combo that's really gonna translate well to the bike. We're gonna get down into a push-up position, but what's different about this is that our feet are gonna be wider than the traditional stance because we're gonna lift up an arm. And if you lift up an arm and your feet are all the way together, you're either gonna have to rock like this or you're gonna fall over to the side, and that defeats the purpose of the shoulder tap because what we want is core engagement. So don't feel like you're cheating if your feet are at your shoulder width or even a little bit wider. I would rather them be there and have your core and whole torso not move at all. If it's rock solid, you're doing it right. So I'm gonna start feet about shoulder width apart. I'm gonna do a full range push-up. And at the top, when I raise my right hand, I'm gonna push hard through my right foot and do a shoulder tap. Push up, shoulder tap. Push up, shoulder tap. Now, when I'm in that typical push-up position, the standard high plank, I already have good core engagement because my hips are tucked. You're not gonna be right here and do the common cheerleader butt. I know this looks like I'm exaggerating, but I see this constantly. Training people in person, they get tired and their push-ups are full range, but their butt looks like this. You gotta do the lift and you gotta do the tuck. Do you see the difference right here? Is this, should we fast forward this? Maybe just forget that you saw anything about that. But the point is I want you to have good core engagement. And that way, when you lift up a hand, nothing moves. One of the best things about this movement, besides the total body power transfer you're gonna get from it, the core engagement, is the fact you can do this from your knees. If you don't feel like you have the strength to do a full range quality push-up, just go from your knees and just make sure that they're wide enough for the same idea of pushing through your knee and getting that core engagement. Now on this one too, beware. Typically people get on their knees and they start doing push-ups like this. I don't want that. I want your whole torso. So think from the back of your knees to your shoulders should be one flat plane, and that way you can get full range of motion to the ground. Movement number 4, Iyt Flies in a prone position on the ground. I'm telling you guys right now, this is trainer magic here. It looks obvious, but most people don't think of getting this creative when they don't have equipment. Because what I want you to be able to use is your back and your shoulders. And again, it's just hard to do when you don't have something to pull on. But what we have is gravity, and we're gonna get into this position that is gonna require us to recruit a ton of muscles in your upper back and shoulders. And so you're gonna lay flat on the ground with your arms extended overhead. Now notice my thumbs are up because I want my hands to stay neutral the whole time, just to keep our shoulders in a safe position. Now from here, I'm gonna put my nose on the ground, and I'm going to raise my arms up for the I, and then I'm gonna shift them to the Y, raise them up for the T, down, and then reverse the motion, okay? Here's what it looks like. Down, I go I, Y, and that's my T, up, bring it all the way. So we'll do it again. I, Y, T, I, Y, T. This movement is one you're really gonna get out of it what you put in, because it's easy to kind of just go through the motion, but if you're pulling your hands up toward the ceiling as high as you can go the entire time, it's going to light you up. Now, one of my favorite things about this movement is that you can modify it. If you have an impingement in your shoulder and it just feels a little pinchy in the top position, you can just do I and T's and work that range of motion. But if you have the ability to go all the way overhead, make sure that you do it. Number 5, and we've saved the best for last. This is truly one of my favorite core movements, period, and it just so happens to be body weight. It is called the side plank reach through. So you're gonna get on the ground into a side plank position, and this is what that looks like. My feet are stacked, my hips are up and pressed forward, so I'm completely flat, and I have my elbow under my shoulder. I'll tell you guys as a trainer, one thing I see people do all the time is let this elbow sneak too far ahead of them, and it's just sliding out, it's uncomfortable. It actually adds tension to your obliques, but not the right kind of tension. So keep that elbow underneath your shoulder, lift everything up so you're square. Arm is gonna start at the top. Now from here, I'm going to curl my arm, so I'm bending my elbow, sweeping, pushing my hand past my torso under my body, and reversing it back to the top. Now notice I allow myself to open up and let the hips rotate. That's totally okay. Just make sure they're not sinking down. As long as they stay high and you return them back to this extended position, it's perfect. So you link a few together. Big inhale at the top, exhale as you twist. It absolutely cooks your obliques. You're gonna be feeling your shoulder and even your hips. But if you're having a hard time doing it from that stacked position, you can actually stagger your feet, and that way you'll be more stable, so you don't feel like you're just falling over the entire time. So that would be your top foot coming forward here, and now when you twist, you can push into that foot too, and it's just a little bit more stable. So of course you gotta do the other side. I'm gonna transition, hands up, I reach underneath, and this thing just feels so right. This is just one of those movements that just feels right. You do it and it makes your whole trunk feel so much more solid and stable. And the next time you go and ride, you're gonna feel that on the bike. You're gonna feel it translate when you pull in your bars and push through your legs and go around a corner and plant your outside foot. It's just really connects your whole body. I love training core, and that right there is a must for everybody. So as promised, I put together this workout for you so that you can do it on your own. You're gonna start out with those opposite toe touches. Make sure you get 10 reps on each side with minimal rest in between. You don't need to rush, but there's really no need for any rest period. From there, we're gonna move into a strength round where you're gonna do 3 rounds, moving from movement to movement with minimal rest, and that's gonna be starting with the prison hinge squat for 10 complete reps. After that, you're gonna move to the push-up shoulder taps for a total of 10 reps, and that's 5 taps on each side. So you're gonna be alternating the taps. Go nice and slow, make sure you claim and hold each position for like a quick second. After that, we go into the prone Iyt Flies, and you're gonna do 5 complete reps. So that's going I, Y, T, and bringing it back to the top, 1 rep. Again, go slow, claim each position, and make sure that you take your time. After 3 rounds of that, we're gonna finish with our bonus core round. This is going to be the side plank reach through. You have 10 slow and controlled reps on each side, and you're gonna do 2 full rounds of it. Minimal rest between each movement. So that right there is a beautiful bodyweight workout specifically for cyclists. And if you want more like this and workouts that include mobility and the cool down, everything that you would want, go to dialedhealth.com. Make sure you become a member there. We have a ton of bodyweight options. We also have limited equipment and full gym options for you, from programs to single guided workouts. It's all there, and I really want you to be able to use it because we need 2, at a minimum, strength workouts per week. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and drop it a thumbs up. You can also leave a comment if you have any specific questions about this video, or if you want to suggest a topic for the next top 5. I'll make sure I respond to you, and we'll see you guys next time.